Good morning, everybody. This is E-bike guy, and here we are. We got my wife's Scorpion X. Now, as you know, I did a post not too long ago that we did a family group ride. It was a lot of us. I think about 10 of us. Everything was fine. We went to our journey as our planned route that we have always when we ride. And the wife noticed that she was getting a lot of vibration from the hub motor. Now notice that this is the whole kit. So this is nothing that I modified, like with a different control like I did E-bike kids with the 1500 watt hub motor and the forward driver 72360. This is a complete kit. The only thing I did was I did a shunt mod. Now, as you know, I did a shunt mod to the 48 volt Jupiter bike that my buddy has. It's been riding good, no problems whatsoever, and he loves that bike. But anyways, back to what I was saying. It was riding good. She noticed that the motor was vibrating. So I said, okay, let's cut the trip short. Let's go home so we can see what's going on with the setup. Anyways, we was on the way home. I turned around and I looked back and I didn't see her. She was about 1,000 feet down the road. So I turned around and I hurried back. I asked her what's wrong. She said the bike's not going nowhere. So I said, okay, what the heck? So we checked the battery. The battery was good. We checked the ST900. It was fully charged. She said every time we gave it throttle, it wanted to move, but it didn't. I touched the motor. It was extremely hot. It wasn't hot to where you couldn't leave your hand on it, but it was warm. And I raised the bike up. She got off. Her and my daughter, because my daughter rides in the back seat. They got off. I lifted the wheel up. Hit the throttle, and it barely want to move, but there was smoke coming from the motor. So I'm like, dang, there's also resistance. So that's why I got the motor cable cut. So there's still resistance. When you want to move it, it feels like the motor phase cables are touching. Okay, that's that resistance you will feel when you short these motor cables, the phase cables together. So I cut that. It was still had resistance. So I'm pretty sure the motor is fried. For God knows what, I have no idea why, because I overvolt this motor on E-bike kid's bike. He has the same hub motor. My buddy Griffin has the same hub motor, and he's tall like me, but he's a big guy. He weighs just as much as my wife and my daughter. There's no way the weight could have played a factor with this type of setup, so I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's from the factory or something. But we're going to be taking the hub motor off. We're going to take the cover off and see what happened. All right, so as you can see, I got the nuts loose off, and as you can know, that I like to either bolt my torque arms to the dropout, or if it has a narrow dropout where you can't really bolt the torque arm to, I like to weld the pivot piece together, so that way it'd be one solid piece of a torque arm. These actually work if you know how to put them up and everything, actually to mount them properly. A lot of people don't like them, but if you, like I say, if you do something like this, if you got a dropout that's real wide, you can actually screw this in, so that way you don't have that no play or the dropout or the axle coming off and everything. You can actually can bolt this to the dropout. And that's why I was talking about my other videos when I was talking about with a QS273, is that you get a bike with a decent size dropout like this, and you can have a torque arm and you can bolt it instead of just putting the zip tie on like a cable tie or a hose clamp, and and tighten up the Allen screw and the nut together. You can actually bolt that sucker to that dropout, and it ain't going nowhere. So anyways, let me get this loose. We're gonna take this motor off, and hopefully we can get this cover off. All right, so we got the motor right here. We're going to be loosening these screws up around here. We're going to try to pry this cover off. Hopefully it'll be something simple, like the phase wires are touching the cover. But like I say, if not, we're just going to have to just trash. I don't know about trashing the complete. I might just trash the stator and keep the rest of the stuff, just in case we get a bent rim. And then I can just replace the rim, whatever, or the spokes. But I got my tool kit here, and we're gonna go ahead and get ready and open this up. And then if it is worst case scenario that the hub motor's fried, we're gonna go ahead and just get another one, possibly a 2,000 watt hub motor. So I got the cover off. I had to cut the seal because I wouldn't be able to put the motor cable through it. So I went ahead and cut that off, and I cut the motor cable as well. And yeah, my suspicion was correct. Yeah, she's burnt. She's burnt bad. Yeah, it just completely melted the wires. I don't know how in the hell this happened. I mean, it's only a 45 amp control. Yes, it's shunt motor, but it shouldn't have did this, man. Not a 1500 watt. I seen 1500 watts hit 72 volts with 80 amps, and didn't see nothing like this. I don't know. Maybe it was a short. Maybe the wires wasn't varnished right. I don't know. But I'm not gonna waste my time with it. I'm just gonna get a new motor. I was gonna get one anyways because of the fact that it's just started smoking. So probably get paid this week or next week and just go ahead and order the hub 2,000 watt hub motor. I don't know if I'm gonna just order the motor and just lace it in with the wheel, or just order a complete motor, because that's all I really need. And probably gonna go with a 2,000 watt just to be on the safe side. But yeah, she's burnt. So anyway, so here it is. We got the Scorpion X outside, and a while back I had made a little video about the 1500 watt hub. They actually came with this kit. So here we are. We got an MB Power 45 amp controller that I did a shunt mount on, and it's 52 volt battery that comes stock on this Juice Bike Scorpion X. Well, anyways, so the 1500 watt hub motor, it fried. Well, what I'm doing right here is I took a 1,000 watt hub motor, which is right here, and I took the stator out. So the stator's out of this, and I put the stator inside the 1500 watt casing, I guess you can say that. So it's working, but what I gotta do now is that I gotta take that cover off and the bearings, because the bearings and all that stuff was different. So I gotta take the cover off of this one and swap covers with the one right here, so that way I can actually use the brakes. So all this is not really set in stone, because I was doing some testing. The axle's way too short, so I had to fabricate a bracket to actually extend the bracket that actually bolts onto the dropout itself to accommodate the shorter axle. So this is just my bike. I'm not doing this no customer bike and everything. So I'm just showing you what you can do if you run into a problem like this, where you're trying to get this bike back in order and you have spare parts laying around, and maybe you can do some do a little tinkering yourself. So anyways, I'm gonna get this hub motor off, so that way I can swap out the covers, and hopefully we can get this bad boy working properly and get it back on the road. I got a lot of e-bikes to work on today, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. So if y'all want to, y'all gonna stay along with me and watch me go through this process. All right, so this is what we got going on. So as you know, there's no clearance whatsoever between the road and the frame, and the bracket won't bolt up. So I think it's the cover. It's too far extended outward, because this is for a fat tire hub, and what's in there is a stator. It's a stator from a front wheel drive. So that's from like a front wheel conversion kit. So we're doing some rigging up today. Not as always, but just a little bit to actually get that cover on this side, so that way we can mount the brakes up. And that's all we're gonna be doing today. So everything else is working. And I got it in. It's been raining. You good? Oh. It's just been raining, so we had to put the tent up. And as you can see, that I did get the cover on. So now it's a little bit more inward instead of protruding outward like the fat tire. And this is only temporarily until I actually get the right wheel. But I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I got everything ready for the hub motor to go back in the wheel. Like I said, I had to switch out the bearings and the cover so that way the brakes can work. And I got a single speed freewheel because the axle's too short for a 7-speed freewheel. And like I say, this will work, you know, for right now. And now there's the other hub. I'm gonna save that rim for my bike just in case something happens to, you know, if it get warped again. I have that rim, but the center part, which we probably won't need no more. I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably just throw it away or give it to the scrap man. So, all right, let's see if we can get this bad boy in. All right, so you can see right here on this side, I actually have enough room so the nut can have a little bit more threads right here. So I actually created more room when I actually switched this cover out. If you look on the other hand, where I'm at right here, so I had to extend the dropout out right here in order for the to get enough room to put the nut on the axle. So as you can see here, I have to take the derailleur off the derailleur hanger to get this nut in. Let's see, I'm probably putting in cricket. So I had to extend this dropout. This is like a little an adapter or some sort that come with the Scorpion X. So when I do get the right wheel, I can put it back the way it is. But for this wheel I had made, you know, rigged up, I have to extend it a little bit inward, and I take this 13/16 wrench, and then I can tighten it up. Now once it get real tight, then what I do, I take the box in and I'll feed it through the phase wires, and I can tighten it up like that. So that's what I'm doing right now, so that way I can get this wheel on. But like I say, this is only temporary. I did try that out last night and it worked good. I just didn't have no rear brakes, but I did have front. But the wife and everybody else is going to be riding this thing, so I'm not going to be, you know, riding this thing without no rear brakes. And the direct drive, a direct drive is like way better than the gear hub drive, because of the fact that, you know, it's not as torquey down low, and it's a little bit faster than the geared hub drive. All right, so that's a little tight. And then how I do this, I take the box in and I go ahead and snake that on bad boy in the box end of the wrench, and then I go ahead and torque it down like so. All right, E-bike, can you go over there and hold that handlebar down over there, so I can torque this thing down? Yeah, right there. Yep. And then she's tight. Yep, she's nice and tight. And then we're gonna go and tighten this side up right here. Get it nice and tight. And that'll do it. So she's good. Now we're gonna flip it over and see if the caliper can actually fit back on its original position, so we can have some real brakes. All right, guys, I love when the plan comes together. Actually, the brake mounting positions is right on target. It actually fits on here real good. So we are good to go as far as the brakes mounting up back on its original position. So that's all I had to do, was actually change out the cover from the front tire cover to the one that actually came with the bike. So as you can see right now, I'm actually mounting the bracket back on this position, and we're going to flip it over. We're going to get the phase wires tucked in the frame of the bike, and we're going to give it a little test run. You know, it's a little rainy right now, but this bike does have fenders. Also, I do have some brakes for this, some extra brake pads for this thing. The brake pads on the caliper is a little bit worn, not to the point where they're actually, you know, fighting to metal, going to metal to metal. And all we need to do now is do some adjustments to the caliper, bring it in a little bit, and then yeah, we're all set. And we're gonna flip this bad boy over and see what we got. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And here we go. We have my wife's e-bike. This is the Scorpion X by Juice Bikes. And as you noticed that a while back that I had brought a kit, it was a 1500 watt e-bike kit. So it came with the MB Power 45M controller. It came with the hub motor. It came with everything, even the SW900 displays you can see right here. So I did no modifications. Actually, the only modifications I did a shunt mod on his controller, and I did a shunt mod on my buddy's controller. He also has the same kit. Till this day, he's still riding it. So as you can see, I only made just a little bit of modifications on it. Now this is one of these. This is a DIY, a full DIY project right here, because as you notice that this is not a 1500 watt hub motor. The original hub motor that was in the stator that was inside this hub motor housing burned up. So this inside this hub motor housing, which is the 1500 watt hub motor housing, it's a 1000 watt stator. So what I did, I took a 1000 watt stator. I'll fix and go over here right now and show you. There's E-bikeguy. He's gonna be riding with us on the E-bikeguy Engine Pro. He's gonna push on that there. So here we are. We got a bunch of mess right here. So the stator actually came in this little housing right here. So this is the 1000 watt, and this was a front wheel conversion kit. So this was actually made to mount on the front fork. Okay, now this is the 1500 watt hub motor that burned up. So we take the cover off, and as you can see that it burned up right here. Okay, so this is a 1500 watt hub motor that originally came out of that the Scorpion X. We just happened to just zap it up in this housing right here. And this is the freewheel cassette. It was raining outside. I had left this out by mistake. The freewheel still works. I'm going to take this cover off because I'm actually going to put this on the Scorpion X on the on this side, because right now it has a just a single speed freewheel. This actually came off the original 1500 watt hub motor because I couldn't mount the brakes up because it was too long. So I had to use the original cover that came on this housing right here. I also am gonna be using this cover too, so that way I can have a fully function 7-speed cassette instead of a single speed. So yeah, so this one has a 1000 watt stator inside the 1500 watt hub motor housing, and as you can see, it has a single speed. This axle is way too short, so I had to improvise a little bit. So this is a little bit of a how can I say it? It's not like backyard hacking like some people say. It's more of a like trying to get by with something, right? You know. But yeah, so this is the original 1500 watt cover. I'm gonna take the other cover that came on the 1500 watt cover, because this end right here is actually long, therefore I can't really put a 7-speed freewheel on, but the other one is real short, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So you seen that one was real long, right? So you see how the freewheel is real close to the cover. So this is what we want this cover off, so that way I can put on this. So now, so I did all that. It rises a little bit, and the reason why I haven't put that cover on because of the fact that the cable's right here, and I have to disconnect all this stuff just to put that cover on. But I will do it sometime soon. But anyways, let's see if it rides right quick. I haven't really got to ride this thing because it was raining for the past, what, 3 or 4 days? Yeah. It's a little chilly. Now I know that some of my friends up north know saying they're gonna roast me because they having bad degree weather, like in the -1 and all that stuff. So but yes, we're gonna go and take this for a spin and see how it rides. Okay, so we got the Scorpion X, we got the E-bikeguy Engine Pro. So we're gonna go a test ride on the Scorpion X because this is my wife's bike, and I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to get all the e-bikes ready so we can go riding. All right, let's turn this on. Now this kit is particularly for a, oh, let me turn it on. Like I was saying, this kit is basically for a 48 to 72. It doesn't do 52 volts. So right now I'm running on a 48 volt batterized capacity. So that's I need to get a kit that actually does, you know, 52 volts. I don't know, eventually I might go ahead and do 60 volt. Take this 52 volt battery out, and then I'm gonna do the 60 volt and then just keep it, or go ahead and do a Sabaton, just a full-on Sabaton 7245 and throw that kit on there. Basically I just need the UKC1 display and the controller. Right now it's doing pretty good though. You want to go straight up? All right. Now the reason why I like about the hub motor is that it's real quiet. Now you see how the geared hub motor, you have that little, the gears, you see the penetrated gears winding. The direct drive is so quiet. This 1000-watt motor is working. It's working real good. So I'm actually out running the E-bikeguy Engine Pro. And that's the one thing about the hub motors, man. It's like they're pretty fast. They're pretty fast. I can't believe it's working though. Oh, they go to yeah. Hey, that's the fast you're going? How fast you going? 28. 28? It says 24 here. I might have to do the speed setting, like change the wheel diameter. Yeah, okay. All right, let me slow down. I gotta slow down and let E-bike Knievel catch up. All right, here we go. This is plenty fast right here. Yeah. Oh man. We'll see how good this 1000-watt hub motor. We got to get over. We'll go on the sidewalk. That's crazy how that 1000-watt stator actually can work inside the 1500-watt hub motor. The housing anyways. I mean, I didn't have to do no programming. I just turned it on and it just goes. Like, it really doesn't even feel like I did any modifications to it, tell you the truth. And this is plenty. I mean, later I'll probably just upgrade the hub motor and the battery, but I'm probably gonna keep the controller right at 45. But I am gonna go with a Sabaton instead of NB power, just because it has regen, and we all wants to put a little bit of energy back into the hub motor. So the regen functionality is where it's at. Oh yeah, parallel parking. Yeah, gotta love that parallel parking. Yeah, so right now I think this is a success that we had actually attempt to do a 1000-watt stator inside of a 1500-watt housing. And I think you can do 2000 watts, because we tried to do a 2000-watt swap inside a 1500-watt hub housing. And what make this even like bad, is like not bad in the good way, is that it pulls. It really goes. I mean, for this 1000-watt stator inside the 1500-watt hub of the housing. It's just crazy how it still pulls, like, you know, like it's still, I mean it pulls. I mean, it leaves the E-bikeguy in its dust. That's crazy. I mean, it pulls, man. I mean, yeah, it goes. It goes. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, that is nuts.
That little 1000-watt motor quick.
Yeah, I know. This thing pulls. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You know that the little contraction that we made actually works.
Works good too.
Yeah, I know. And we did the And we had to figure out the brake contraction that we had to actually use the cover off the front wheel drive hub motor housing. And it works. I mean, the brakes works. It needs a little bit bleeding. Needs a little bit bleeding, but it actually works. I think after this, we'll ride across over there to the other side of the neighborhood, and we'll go back to the house. Okay. And we'll just do a workout right here. Oh yeah, guys, that was a nice ride. That was actually a successful ride. The 1,000-watt stator that's inside this 1,500-watt housing is a success. I mean, and we rode like all over town today, and this thing is barely even hot. I don't understand why the 1,500-watt hub motor was hot, but it burnt up, and this is not even hot, not even warm, to tell you the truth. I mean, as a matter of fact, hey, oh, E-bikeguy, come fill the hub motor. Now we rode non-stop, and that thing's not even barely warm. Really? That's crazy.
That's that turned out nice, huh?
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. So yeah, so that is it. That is our little contraction of a. We actually put a 1,000-watt stator inside this 1,500-watt hub housing right here. So we didn't swap. We didn't swap the internals on this bad boy, and it works. And it works real good.
What's the difference in suspension?
No, the same one.
I probably just didn't pay attention to that bit that good.
Yeah, definitely the same one. But we definitely need to upgrade the battery. I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and go up 62. We'll take that 52-volt battery out. It's only 15 amp hours, so I want to at least get a 60-volt 30 on there, so we can have some range. So that's gonna be a nuts mega range battery build. So it's gonna be from when we double the capacity, 15 to 30. And we're gonna go up 60 volts on this bad boy, and we're gonna switch out the controller to a Cyberton 7245, so we can have more control, and we can have the regen function. So that is our next build for this bike right here. But anyways, yeah, I just want to let you know that was successful. And yep, if y'all have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, this is the E-bike guy, and I'll see you in the next one.